Today I would like to talk about the loss of pressure on an Evisceration CIP system. I recently did a video on this, and we have had another customer go through a similar scenario with the loss of pressure. I really wanted to do this video as this troubleshooting was harder than any I have done before, and I ran into 3 problems. The customer lost 20 bar of pressure. Their system normally runs at 50 bar, and we were down to 20 to 30 bar. If you recall from my last video, the loss of a small amount of pressure is the hardest to diagnose, as you are losing a small amount of water, which is hard to see in this environment with lots of water around. To recap where we're at as I arrived to site, the customer had installed a reconditioned head and new unloader thinking this would resolve the problem, but it made no change. When troubleshooting, it is important to get this in the right steps. The pump is usually not the problem in most cases. So first thing, start at the pump area. Look and listen at the machine. Is it running nicely and not vibrating? Does everything sound normal there? If yes, the next step is to go to the jets inside the factory. Inside the factory, look and listen. Once pressure drops, the noise will be less inside. Upon inspection, I found 2 of the swivels not spinning. If we are not spinning, then we are not going to be cleaning properly. After this was found, the next thing that I wanted to check was the inlet pressure and the WEG motor RPM, which could all be done at the VSD. Even though the machine is running smoothly, I wanted to make sure that we had enough water. The RPM will tell us if we are running at full speed. When we inspected the electrical board, we discovered that the RPM was sitting at 1300 rather than 1450. No one knew if this was changed or by who. However, with the calculation of 15 jets times 0.2 size equals the overall size of 30, I knew we should be running at full speed. We also checked our inlet pressures, which was reading approximately half a bar to 0.7 bar, which was not great. I suggested that the sensor could be faulty and to have a spare on site, because if the reading goes down to 0, the machine will shut down on low inlet pressure, thinking it has no water. We increased the RPM to 1450, which made a significant difference in the noise, and I was hoping that this would fix the problem. After inspecting the gauge, we found no difference. This meant something is wrong and we are losing water somewhere. At this point, we have 3 issues. The RPM was wrong, 2 swivels are not turning, and the third issue, we don't know what it is, but pressure is down. So the next step was to get the swivels turning. One of them had the thrust bearing upside down. This will cause them to seize under pressure. The diameters of the outer rings are slightly different, and the wobble side, I call it, must face the thread where the rotators screw on. Contact us for the checklist on these. Once we got the swivels turning, we checked the pressure gauge to see if there was any difference, but there wasn't. As it was running, I positioned myself to be as close as possible to the sprays, so on shutdown I could see more closely. This is when the problem was found. A reducing bush had thread wear and was seeping water out of this area. We replaced the bush, turned on the system to test, and we were back up to full pressure at 50 bar. This was hard to see and nearly had me scratching my head. So we are sharing this video as it may help customers make diagnosis on their CIP system. The same principles can be applied to any system. Thanks for listening.